Hi everyone and welcome back to the Overtake GT. This is the RCZ Gr.B rally car that Peugeot have made to bring us so much joy, especially here at Le Mans. This thing is a money grind weapon, over 780 brake horsepower, almost a 50-50 perfect weight balance, but it's definitely a 10-second car. This thing will get you 4 laps at Le Mans, and trust me, when you run out of fuel, as I prove in a minute, this thing goes even one step further and you won't believe what happens when you run out of fuel in this car. I'm telling you now, it shocked even me, and it takes a lot to do that. Now you need to get your RCZ, follow me to the tuning shop, make sure we have everything that we need, and then let's get this little beast ready for the track. So here we are at the tuning shop. Now I know a lot of these parts are already pre-purchased, but this is just a quick check to make sure we've got everything that we need. That's all it is. So let's just run through it as quick as we can and let's get it out of the way. So first of all, there's nothing there. Club Sports, power restrictor and a ballast. You're going to need those. Get those added on. Semi-racing, a fully customizable computer, high RPM turbocharger and a fully customizable LSD. Under racing, you want to get a racing silencer, racing brake kit, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension, torque vectoring center differential, fully customizable racing transmission, and a set of racing hard tyres. Extreme, you need some intermediates. You go in Le Mans, it throws up a few curveballs or two, and ultimate, there's nothing you can get from there. So that was quick, painless, and easy for us to do. Now let's just take a quick step to GT Auto, and I'll show you the 2 things that you can change there, and you can make this thing look as good as it is to drive. So here we are at GT Auto. Now the first thing to remember, as with all builds, is after a while of driving them, you're going to need to visit car maintenance and service, and you're going to need to do an oil change. Now the oil change for the RCZ is 400 credits. I would recommend highly as soon as it needs doing to get it done, because it's going to save you a lot more money in the long run and make sure that your cars are in tip-top condition when you're driving them now, or if you decide to throw them into a daily race online. Now, car customization. Now, like I said, there is literally 2 things that you can change here. The wheels being one, but again, you've got to make sure that you're picking what is necessary and what suits you. So just pick whatever wheels you'd like on there. Get those added on. It doesn't make a massive difference. So you're on 18-inch standard, as you see, rim width standard, and offset standard. There's nothing that can be made wide or be changed. That's it. That's how it is. So just pick your wheels, throw them on, and then make sure you pick a wicked livery to suit what is going on around it. So I've made this one just to stand out and be a bit rash from the crowd, and load style if you want to pick one someone else has made. What we'll do, let's get to the setting sheet to get it dialed in, and then trust me, you want to see what happens at Le Mans when you run out of fuel, because that's what's coming up straight after that. And here we are, we're back at the setting sheet, and it is time to get the 788 brake horsepower monster dialed in for a win. And this is one car you're going to want to have in your garage to just throw in, have a race, and guarantee a nice, easy, simple win. As simple as that. And what's better than having a French car win on a French track? Amazing, isn't it? Fantastic. So look, let's get straight into it now. So the first thing we need is a set of racing hard tyres. Then your body height adjustment's 85 at the front and the same at the rear. Your anti-roll bar is 10 at the front and again the same at the rear. The dampen ratio compression is 50 at the front, 50 at the rear, and the dampen ratio expansion is 90 at the front, and again it's 90 at the rear. This is where things change and you need to make sure you've got your eye on the ball. Okay, so natural frequency 3.25 at the front and 3.45 at the rear. Your negative camber angle is 3.1 front and rear. A toe angle at the front of 0.02 out, and a toe angle at the rear of 0.05 in. Make sure you get those in the right order, okay? And then initial torque is 10 at the front and 15 at the rear. Acceleration sensitivity is 20 at the front, 30 at the rear. And braking sensitivity is 10 at the front and 30 at the rear. So I've gone for a 50-50 split. That's just because that's my driving style, although you can adjust that here and just make those changes as necessary. But for me, this was the best of both worlds, in my opinion. Downforce 150 at the front, 250 at the rear. Your ECU stays at 100%. Now it's a 48 kilogram ballast, a ballast position of -50, and your power restrictor again stays at 100%. Now the transmission, to benefit from those long curves of the powertrain, you want to make sure that you have your automatically adjusted top speed to 510 and then make these changes. First gear 1.628, second gear 1.267, third gear 1.025, fourth gear 0.871, fifth gear 0.749, and sixth gear 0.657. That's a final drive of 4.200, revving at 7,700 RPM, and this Peugeot definitely lets you know. Now this is one rally car that I've really enjoyed driving, enjoyed building, and really love to pieces, and that is from the heart. This car is great, absolutely great. It takes a lot for you to enjoy your car, but for this one to be great, definitely up there. You know, I'd give it an 8, 9 out of 10. It really is very performant for the cost of it and what goes into it to make it tune. It's definitely not a lot at all. Look at what happens when you go Le Mans. Hit the subscribe button before you do, and let's get into that right now. And here we go, Cirque de Sarthe, crossed the line, and I've done a 407. This thing has got a lot more left in it yet. And of course, in that Peugeot RCZ, this thing is absolutely phenomenal as a little rally car, and it's so much fun to drive. And this is a tune that I've been working on because I keep getting asked again by you lovely people that view and watch. Now, if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and stop missing out on these tunes. You can always leave which one you'd like and what PP in the comments below, and I'll add it to the list and I'll crack on with it as soon as I get a chance. Now, getting back to this build, this has been a breath of fresh air. It's fast, you know, you get a fair amount of laps of fuel for your money, and it's good. It really is good. It's consistent. It's not a car that you drive and then in the rain it's a different character. So with this, whether it's in the torrential rain or whether you're on a dry track, it is absolutely spot on. It's on the money. You can see we're gaining on someone who's in last. Hopefully we can catch them and lap them by the end of this. But you can see 185 and then hard on the brakes and just drop it to second, but it sounds amazing. It really does sound great. I mean, a bit too much power from me there. So I've decided just to try this last lap in a 50-50 setting, as you can see just there. So if I just jump onto that, you can see fuel map 6. So obviously I'm coming up now to do, I've done an out lap, I've done a 407, and this is going to be my third lap, and I will need to get in and I will need to pit if I was to try and do any more laps. This thing really is fast though. Don't let it fool you by, you know, the way it looks or the fact that it's a Peugeot RCZ. I mean, this car was made to rival a Porsche Boxster, and when you look into, you know, the real life scenario behind it, that's what it was for. It was Peugeot's way of trying to, you know, sort of have a bit of a sports car. But I tell you what, it's great. And then bringing it here to Cirque de Sarthe, I mean, I tell you what, it's performing. Doing pretty well, not letting me down at all. Right, let's see how fast we can get it to go on this little section here. When it comes to driving this car as well, anyone can drive it. You just need to make sure you don't overdrive it. Now when I say overdrive it, because some people don't understand, it's getting to a corner and just suddenly throwing it in. Don't be doing any nonsense like that. Especially if you've got it in a 50-50 split like I have, because it will just chew you up and spit you out. It doesn't like it. You need to make sure that you're thinking about the best angle to turn in with and the best time to put the power down. It can't be all power all the time, and it can't be power while you're turning all the time. You've really got to make sure that you're using your, what would you say? Your driving ability, your strategic driving ability. That's what you really need to be using with this car, because the last thing you want to do is get to a corner, say like here now the Porsche curves, just throw it in and just think it's going to stick, because I'm telling you now it's not. When you're down gear, you've got to look after it, and you can see you're doing over 110 miles an hour even through this section in this car, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you're doing 40-50 because it takes it so flat and so It's so nice to drive. So as long as you don't overdrive it, I think you'll be perfectly fine. Hopefully I've done enough through the Porsche curves and maybe this little section here to make up a little bit of time. But this car really is better than a 407. I think it should be doing more like a 405, something like that. But we'll see now. It was a bit adventurous over there. Hopefully we don't get a penalty. Same with this one. Just calling it close. Oh, could be on a 4 minute drive. Look at that. And we get another lap out of it. Absolutely spot on. Look what we've done. So now what I've done is I've put myself in a situation that a lot of you will never really find yourself in. And that is on lap 8. And that's it. So you can see fuel remaining. I'm going to have to be on the ball with keeping it under wraps. But we'll see if I can make it to the end. But that's it. We've done it. No one's going to be able to catch us or do anything now. A 4 minute car. 4 minute 1. And I've got half a lap of fuel. Can I get to the end? This is the biggie. This is the big question. What happens when you get to Le Mans and you run out of fuel? Well, when I run out of fuel, I'll be back. So here we go. I've hit 0.1 left, 3%. I'm at the Porsche curves now. I've been driving in a higher gear. I've still overtaken Bishop in the Ferrari. So he's somewhere behind me. He might catch up, he might not. But if this car gets over the line, I'm 10 seconds down and the fastest lap we've just done. But this is going to be something else if I can get to the end. You've seen how much fuel we had left. And this is just going to go to show how good this car is. I've done it. There's no way I've not done it. 2%. I'm going to get to the end. 1%. Oh, lift and coast, lift and coast. Come on. I've done it. Oh my days. Absolutely done it. Oh. Do you know what? That was a nervy lap. But definitely worth it. But the RCZ, the rally car, is just fantastic. If you've watched this to now, hit that subscribe button. Seriously, stop missing out. Have some fun. And, you know, look at the builds you get out of it. What a car. That was bloody brilliant. Absolutely loved it. Now, the only reason it's 4 minutes over is because if I'd have slowed down and backed off, I'd have hit it just after the 30-minute mark. But even with that, I did a 4:11, 4:10 that last lap. So that's with the fuel really running out. So it proves you can get 4 laps of fuel out of that little old beast if you half shift. I'm telling you now, fantastic. What a car. What a car. Right, you go and have a fantastic day while I enjoy another 825,000 credits in my little piggy bank. Right, see you in the next one. Take care.